Did you know that trauma changes your brain and trains it to live in the emotional brain, like the limbic system, instead of being able to come from a rational brain and live in the prefrontal cortex, to be able to think things through, to be able to adapt and switch task efficiently? You just come from the emotional brain and you just spew stuff before thinking, and it can cause you to lose your job. It can cause strain in relationships. It can do lots of things. And so the reason why I'm talking about this is, while I was making my dogs their eggs this morning, I do things like this. So this is one of my exercise sheets. I make them myself. But if you look, blue, purple, blue, green, that's not the way you want to do it. This forces the brain to shift between two competing pieces of information. So while I'm cooking, I'll stir a little bit and then I'll read through this. And basically you're doing red, green, purple, green. You say the color that it is, not the color that it says. It forces you to kind of make the brain sustain attention. It makes it stop that impulse to say what you read, because words are automatic, and choose a different response. This is why I do it for brain injury. I do it for trauma response, because I had so much trauma in my life that I lived in the emotional brain. I said things like all men, and like everything came from an emotional response of hurt and pain. And that is very difficult because you carry that into relationships and friendships and your work. And I've worked very hard to do these things. And I'm learning that a lot of people can't switch out of the emotional brain into the rational brain. And I think that a lot of it's because on social media and the news and everything is doom and gloom. I also think that that's why I'm awake, because I can think with a rational brain. And I'm just telling you, like, little things like this are key to helping you be able to get yourself out of panic attack, anxiety. It helps your relationships and stuff like that. Why do you think, just for a minute, think about, why is the news always negative? Why are shows have so much death and negativity and all that stuff in it? Because if the powers that be can keep us in the emotional brain, we can't think for ourselves and we can't be rational. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but this part is science. And I'm telling you, there is freedom when you can think from the rational brain instead of living in the emotional brain.